Fit like uppity, and welcome to the podcast. This is Dane coming to you, as always, from the Local Studies Centre of Aberdeenshire Library Services. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. I am joined by my colleagues from the Local Studies team, as well as special guest Sandra, who will be asking us a few questions about what we do in local studies. But first, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Dane. I am not a native of Aberdeenshire, as you probably guessed. I'm originally from the Pacific Northwest of the United States, but I do have a background in history, and I've been living here for 20 years or so hopefully soon I will be considered a local.
Hello there, I'm Lynn, and as you can probably hear from my accent, I am local, born and bred in Aberdeen, and I've always loved anything historical or anything to do with history, especially local history.
Hi, I'm Susan. I'm also not a native of Aberdeenshire. I'm from the west coast of Scotland originally. I too, like Lynn, have a love of history and a love of things all northeast.
I'm Zoe. I'm also not local. I'm from Yorkshire down in England. I've got a history and English background as well, and I've really enjoyed learning about this new part of the country to me.
Okay, that's great. That's the Local Studies team. Now over to you, Sandra.
Thank you, Dane. Why is local studies important?
It's just such a brilliant resource, I think, for both local people and people from all around the world. We've had visitors from places like Australia, Canada, the US and South Africa. It just goes to show how far people from this area migrated, and we learn a lot from them coming here. It just tells people about who they are and where they've come from, I think.
Next question. What do the local studies team do?
Well, Sandra, essentially our responsibility is to the archives at the Local Studies Centre. Of course, our work includes sourcing and cataloguing new materials such as books, newsletters and other documentation that would be pertinent for our archive now and in the future. That may sound straightforward, but there are so many resources, and we believe that the resources are for everyone to access. So our aim is to bring that to as many people as we possibly can. So how do we do that? Well, by facilitating research for our visitors, carrying out research on behalf of people unable to visit us. We want to reach as many people as possible, so we provide local studies displays which provide information on various local studies topics such as people and places. We're very active during Local History Month, providing surgeries and displays at local Aberdeenshire libraries. We have open days and tours so people can visit us, and they've been really successful and see places in local studies that normally the public couldn't come into. We've provided talks to local groups and on topics such as history of the house, and we've visited local primary schools and secondary schools to speak with children who are doing school projects that involve local knowledge or history of the area. So we're trying to just reach out and, to as many people as we possibly can, so that everyone can benefit from our archives. Yeah.
Thank you, Lynn. What resources are at the local studies team's disposal?
Well, Sandra, we have lots of resources that the public can access online and also on paper form. Every month we go through all new publications, so we try to keep up to date with everything that's written about the North East, non-fiction by North East authors. We've also got a vast collection of valuation rolls, so if someone's looking into the history of their house, they can access them to find out who lived in their house back in the day from 1855 onwards, who owned the property, how much it was the rental value was. We have census from 1841 to 1901 on microfilm, so people can access them to see who was in the house at that time, how many children, grandparents. We have an extensive selection of graveyard books, which are great for tracing ancestors that died in this area and the ages of them. And also there's a map in each graveyard book. Online, we provide free access to the British Newspaper Archive. Newspapers go back to the 17th, 18th century. We use websites like Scotland's People. We have an extensive collection of maps, but there's also a really good map collection at the National Library of Scotland. We just have loads of resources. We have Scots magazines going back to the 1700s, one of which actually describes the Battle of Culloden as it happened in the day, which I think is quite amazing. So yeah, we've got an amazing collection of resources in this building.
Thank you, Susan. What makes local studies so interesting to you?
Well, and we've kind of touched on this a little bit in Susan's answer as well. For me, occasionally when we're looking into an inquiry, I'll discover an interesting fact about a person or a place that I didn't previously know. Or when someone comes in researching their family history, and especially when they're from abroad, they'll come in, they'll tell you a little about their relatives and why they immigrated, and a little bit about their lives and what they do. And so you get a little bit of sense of who this person was who lived so long ago or not so long ago. And you kind of find out that they're not all that different from us today. They still have the same fears and the hopes and the dreams that we have. And that's really interesting to me.
Yeah, for me, it's the people coming in and that we're meeting as well, and being able to help them. It's giving people a sense of their self and of the place that their ancestors have come from, or that they may still, with plenty of local people coming here as well. So it's giving people a sense of themselves and of the place that they live in as well. It's just such a lovely thing to be able to do, to be able to help people in so many different kinds of ways.
I love the artefacts that we have. Some of them, I just love the fact that we have books that go back to the 1750s. And who's held these books, these objects? I just think they're amazing objects. They've got a history of their own. So I love our artefacts.
Yeah, me too. And it's just been so interesting moving to this new area a couple of years ago, and working in a place like this. I get to learn so much about this area. Yeah.
And also just to add on to this as well, especially I think when somebody comes in, kind of the further away they are from Scotland, this might be the only time they come here, or they're not going to come back for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And you're able to help them with what they're searching for, and they're usually so grateful.
Yeah.
And about that, and that just makes your day, because you're able to help them out with this mystery that they've had for so long.
It's just a really nice thing to be able to do. It's a great job. All of these things I think that we've all said about, we've all picked something that we like about the job and why it's so interesting, but it's not exclusive, is it? We all enjoy those things, other things that we've all spoken about, because we all do them as well. Yeah.
Yes.
We also have things that we can't solve. We have one, if anyone has any information.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We have a postcard here in Local Studies dated 1907, and it's a postcard of Kemney School, addressed to a Miss N. Sheridan, 10 Downing Street. And the message says, recognise this place. So if anyone knows anything about a Miss N. Sheridan, we think it was Nora, please get in touch.
Yeah, definitely. We'd love to find out about that one. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think that's where we will end it today. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, if you like to hear these podcasts and want to hear more, like, share, and subscribe. From all of us at the Local Studies team in Aberdeenshire Library Services, we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.